Hello, my friends, and welcome back to a brand new Realm News Hytale, number 5. Before we go much further, allow me to introduce myself. I am the creator, producer, and host of Realm News, Minecraft, Realm News, the Realm News Flash that covers Minecraft there, and now Realm News Hytale, with NeonGamingAdventures being the anchor of the show. And they also are a producer as well, because they're putting this show together, doing the writing themselves. So, before we go much further, let me tell you who I am by name. I am the Dark Lord, the one who puts the real in realm and expands your mind one block at a time. I will be ushering in NeonGamingAdventures episodes once they release and provide a little bit of commentary before we start them. I would like to first thank NeonGamingAdventures for making this spur-of-the-moment Hytale Realm News Flash in reaction to the blog post being released at hytale.com at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. He did an amazing report that covered the entire blog post titled Hytale Creative Mode, written by Creative Mode engineer Cited. But before we dive into that in-depth report made by Neon, I would like to give you some more news that was literally just released, I would say 1 hour ago, as I right when I got home to write this. After the blog was posted and set off a flurry of excitement online through the major social media sites of that blog post I'm referring to over the Creative Mode, written by engineer Cited. Anyways, a lot of people are just super excited by that. But we received some more posts and news from Simon Collins LaFlamme, the CEO of Hytale. At 6:11 p.m., Monsieur LaFlamme made a repost of @Hytale's post, which said this, quote, "In Hytale, if you're a cozy player who enjoys farming, building a cute home, caring for animals, cooking, and simply wants to escape the real world, we've got you covered. We're now assembling a dedicated team focused entirely on bringing this vibe to life and creating a living world filled with warmth, charm, and good vibes." This post was accompanied with a beautiful photo of the interior of a dwelling in Hytale, which appears to be a rustic dining room. It is an intriguing picture that I could talk about for a while, but I shall not in this episode. I enjoy that he is creating an entire team to achieve this certain cozy ambiance. I have seen many people online ask about farming and fishing. So, I think a team to create pleasant activities such as farming, cooking, fishing, etc. is just a fabulous idea. This will add a lot of depth to the game, in my opinion. A great Hytale account that I follow called Comunidad Hytale posted at 12:22 p.m. today this, quote, news, at Simon_Hypixel, shared that he created a new crafting table made just for seasonal content. This indicates that the game will have a special crafting table where you can craft decorative items from events like Christmas, Halloween, and other temporary themes. In other words, the seasonal content won't just be found in the world. You'll craft everything directly in this thematic crafting table. End quote. I think this is just a very fun thing to do for the game, and I believe many people are going to love these holiday features. I'll be curious to see how that holiday crafting table functions and what the community does with all that. I'm sure it is a breeze to use, just like the creative mode tools that were shown in today's blog post, with an attached 27-minute video demonstrating these amazing new creative tools. But why am I telling you all this? NeonGamingAdventures awaits with a full news report covering this. Enough of my blathering, and let's start the show, shall we?
Hi guys, welcome back to Realm News Hytale Edition. We have breaking news to report on, but first allow me to introduce myself. I am NeonGamingAdventures. I am your host of Realm News Hytale Edition, the one who puts the real in realm and expands your mind one block at a time. And today we're going to be talking about the creative mode that they just released, because today Simon Hypixel and his whole entire team posted a 30-minute video showing creative mode, and I just got done watching the video and it looks very cool. I love it so very much. I just listened to Realm News' his Twitter podcast he did while he was at work. He over on Twitter. I recommend you guys follow him on Twitter so that you guys can, because if you guys follow him on Twitter, then his Twitter is just Realm News, and if you do follow his Twitter, then you do get all the information. He retweets everything that is worth sharing about Hytale and Minecraft related, since he does Minecraft and Hytale podcast now, but this is Hytale related. So basically he just made a 1 minute or a couple of minute podcast thing on Twitter, and I like what he said. It's really cool. I love how the brush reminds me, if you don't know, Minecraft Java Edition has this mod called World Edit, and it's very similar. It reminds me of World Edit because it allows you to basically copy and paste structures from one world to another, because this person, I don't know if it's Simon or not, but this person basically was able to go to one world and copy one build from one world, which looked like a super flat world, and then bring this into his main world that's all bumpy and that's has all the terrain and structures. So it seems like you can transport between worlds. It seems like you can go between worlds, and I love that so very much. And basically I love that, and I think this is going to be super cool for players to play with, and I love it so very much. I love how you can just copy and paste structures from one world to another, it seems like. And I love how you can also become your own entity, because it looks like you're going to be able to become any entity, any mob in the game. And Hytale, it has a lot of entities, a lot of mobs. And it seems like, because this person turned himself to look like a dog, and I love that so very much. I love how you can turn yourself into a dog, or I'm presuming any mob or any person. I think you can, because he was a dog, so I would assume so. And to copy and paste stuff looks like it's pretty simple, and I love how there's a undo and redo button. I think that's phenomenal in creative mode, how there's a undo and redo button. That's really cool. I love that so very much, and I just love it so very much. I love how you can copy and paste structures and copy and paste basically everything. I love it so very much. This person was able to make amazing builds on this was released on the official Hytale YouTube channel. I'll have it linked in the show notes. And basically, I don't know what else to say. That it's just phenomenal. I love how you can very easily, simply just edit your world and make it very unique and personal to you. And I love how you can do that really simply. And you can undo a certain amount too. You don't have to undo your whole work. You can undo a certain amount of your work if you messed up or if you made a simple mistake, which I love so very much. I'm still watching this video back over, and what you can do is impressive. I love how you can simply change the size of your cube you're placing down or you're digging. I love how you can resize stuff. I love how you can change the shape, the mirror access. You can change the wall thickness. You can change the density. You can change the width and all of that. Width and height you can change with the brush. You can change the shape. You can change the origin. The mirror access you can change. There's this flood brush tool. There's a paste, or you can do copy and paste, which is cool. There's layer, flood, ruler. There's a ruler selection tool, which is going to be the default. Paintbrush tool, which we see a lot in this video. Laser pointer. Then we have script brush tool, and then line brush tool. Those are all the tools we have in this one interface I'm seeing. And there's another section. You can do a builder brush, grass path brush, rubble brush, texture brush, I'm sorry if I mispronounce these things. Lava cracks brush, hot springs, ruined roofs, ruins, mountains, and grass. Maybe you can change the brush. Maybe you can change what the brush basically places down. I'm guessing you can do that. And then you need like a delete button too, or like this chair button. And I love the inventory. The inventory looks so phenomenal. I love how you can fly. And just a creative is just looks so phenomenal. I love it so very much, guys. I love it so very much. It's so cool, so well made. And I just think it's amazing. I love how you can go to one world. I love how you can go to one world and copy one structure from your flat world, from your super flat world. I'm guessing you're going to be able to have a super flat. I don't know if there's going to be different world types, but this person goes to a different world and basically copies this one structure and pastes in this other structure. That's what I see in this video. This is a flat world, and he copies one of his structures, and he says edit preferred info, fab info, and then I guess it gives you this file location or this location for it. Yeah, dimensions. You can go between dimensions. So I guess one dimension is going to be it's going to be super flat, where you can build like anything, and then you can just bring it in to your. Then you can just bring in this one build to your main world, to your main dimension. Because then it says you are not looking at a block that belongs to a preferred prefab within 10 blocks of you. So I guess there are blocks in this. So I guess everything is considered a block, which I love. It reminds me of Minecraft. And this guy places then this guy with his brush places down like a anchor. Yeah, set anchor. Yeah, he said it is anchor. I don't know what the anchor does. Ooh, there's multiple anchors. Ooh, empty editor empty. So you can select what you're editing with a block or something that you can hold. That's really cool. I love that so very much. Prefer slab tool. He said /copy. Yeah, /copy. And then he pastes /copy. And then he goes back to his main world. And then he basically goes back to his paste tool. Yeah, so I was right. That's cool. That's really cool. I love that so very much. I know I'm saying that a lot, but that's because I generally mean it. And I think that, and I generally do mean it. And you can even basically, looks like you can make the blocks random and texture. Like you can go in and change the blocks to be random blocks for texturing reasons. Because you know how Axiom or something allows you to basically, Axiom is a Java mod that allows you to like do texturing. Basically what texturing means is just changing the blocks to be different blocks that go together as a block family that helps bring in a lot of depth and detail to your builds. And I love how you can do that with this brush right here. You can have, because he does white and blue, white and cyan blocks, and they're all randomly placed, and they're all random, and it gives like this cool effect, which I love so very much. And it seems like with this one mode, you can have it so that, yeah, material, you can have it so that paintbrush tool. You have the paintbrush tool. It seems like you can have it randomly place blocks down. After you, of course, have your original structure down and finalized, then you can go back with your paintbrush tool, and you can go to your creative inventory, drag over your blocks that you want to go back over your build with to then put more depth and more detail in. And it looks like you can do that, which I really love so very much. And basically, it just allows you to do that. I love that so very much. It's such a great detail. It's such a great addition. I love that so very much. Yeah, with the paintbrush tool, you can you You don't need to fill it up completely. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 slots, so you can have 7 different blocks in at once. And that can, and depends how much you have in there. Out of 7, it depends how much you have in there. But if you have just 2 different blocks, then it'll just paint those 2 blocks randomly on your build for a depth in detail to pop out that extra depth and detail in your builds. I know it's not a lot, but I just found this out and it's just really cool. I love it so very much. You can do a lot of cool stuff with this. Like, the possibilities are completely endless, and he doesn't get into the code. I haven't gone into the code at all. It seems like you can do it seems like you can place something like a grid, and the grid is where you place stuff down if you want to go more. So it's like you can place blocks in the air. You can, in creative mode, you can place blocks in the air thanks to the grid. You can turn this grid on and you can simply just place blocks in the air thanks to the grid, which I really love. And then it's just, and then he shows off this tool we talked about earlier in this podcast, and it allows you to basically make a box, like a empty box. Basically, think of editing software with Blender or with like Cinema 4D. You have like that box that basically is empty, has like this blue box, has like this green box. Yeah, it's very easily where you can place loads amount of blocks, and then you can go in and then edit it with different tools to break these blocks to then get the shape you want. If you want a shape that's more complicated that these tools cannot help you with, which I love so very much. And there's a work in progress creative mode quick settings. So this is work in progress creative mode quick settings, and there's a tool reach, distance, tool delay, minimum, brush opportunity, don't know what that says, selection, quantity, selection panel, OPA, enable brush shape, rendering, display, legend, show tool notifications, default laser pointer. So I guess you're going to be able to have a laser pointer, which is really cool to help you build in creative. Enable brush spacing between brush, flight into, I guess that's how fast you fly or something, I don't know, flight mode, hover so you can change the flight mode, which I think is really cool. And basically, I think that's it for this podcast, because there's servers, and the servers assets, and then what was the other thing? Sorry, guys. The server assets and the other thing. There's cave, dungeon, mineshaft, drift, mountain, monuments, NPC, plants, rock foundation, spawn, testing, and test. I think these are like different, world gen. This is all part of the world. The things I mentioned is all a part of the world generation. So it seems like I'm guessing you can basically change how the world generates, and I guess in game you can actually change how the world actually generates as a whole, which I just think is amazing. And it's really easy too. It seems easy because what he does is he's able to place on this crystal thing, which is really cool. Hold on, no, we skipped too far. Sorry, guys. So he goes to this prefabs world gen, and then he goes into this one called rock foundations. He goes to rock foundations and then goes to crystals, and then there's crystal 1 perfab.json and crystal 2.perfab.json. Then he checks the second one I said, and then he places it down. So I guess you can, so what I am seeing here is that you can basically just place things down But you can place world features down very easily. You can very easily place down actual world features. And that does mean world structures like mine shafts and caves and all of that, which I think is really cool. I love that so much, how you can place actual world features in your world. That's cool. You can yourself, with this brush, you can manually yourself place down world gen features, which I love so very much. That's so very cool and so unique to this game. I haven't seen anything do it like Hytale does. Like, this is the first time me seeing something like this. And then this person continues playing around with what we just saw. It continues just building with the other things we talked about. He places down a lot of those. He places down a lot of those crystals. Like, man, those are loads of crystals. This is my first overview, my first, basically, I am just skimming through the video. I'm just skimming through it. And just to be honest, and it looks like you can basically do a lot of amazing stuff with it. And then they did release on the Hytale official YouTube channel, they did release a blog post on the Hytale's official website, and it looks like you can go into the code and change things that way. So this is what it says: scripting brushes. So here's what they said in the blog post about brushes, scripted brushes. Here's what they said about that. Quote: "The first thing that I do in the video is take out some of the scripted brushes that ship with Hytale. So I guess all of this we're talking about will be at launch when the game launches very soon for early access. And again, early access, there's one that's going to be costing $20, 20 US dollars. So yeah, these are simple assets defined brushes that any modder or user can create more of. Simply drag and drop them into your inventory to create mountains, grass paths, partially generated ruins, and more. You can even edit these scripted brushes in the Hytale node editor. So I guess you can edit these brushes in the official node editor of Hytale. And then creative mode quick settings panel. The creative mode quick settings panel allows you to quickly edit your creative mode settings like flight speed, interior, don't know what that says, and more. It also expands and changes depending on the item in your hand to allow you to have even more customizability of your tools, which I love so very much. Player model changer / NPC browser. You can see our list of over 100 models that you can spawn in your creative world or remix however you want. In this case, I wanted to become a corgi model because dogs are the best. I recommend. I'm not going to read all of this because I want you guys to read it, and I want you guys to read it. I don't want to spoil it all for you. But basically, it's really cool, and I love it so very much. And I think this is such an amazing thing they announced and released today. I'll have linked to both their YouTube channel, their video that I just went over, the article post. I'll have the blog post article will be in the show notes as well. Make sure you please follow Realm News on Patreon. Make sure you please follow him on Patreon, because really on Patreon is where you get early access not only to these episodes but also to, of course, you're not going to be able to get early access to these because I don't have access. I am NeonGamingAdventures. I do not have access to his Patreon, so I can't put these there, so sorry, but that's why these episodes are going to be releasing as soon as I'm done with them, right? As I am done with them, I will immediately edit them and get them up as soon as possible, ASAP. But again, please make sure you follow Realm News on Patreon. Make sure you become a copper tier. It is very cheap to become a copper tier member on Realm News. It is only, let me check, it's only $4. It is only $4 per month to become a copper tier member. and you get exclusive content like early access to videos, early access to these podcasts, and so much more. Like, there's a lot of perks you get by joining the copper tier. I think it's definitely worth the $4, so please make sure his Patreon will be in the show notes as well. So please make sure you basically go to his Patreon and check that out, because that's going to be amazing, and you need to get a lot with just $4 a month, and I think it's generally worth it. In the future, I'm definitely going to be getting a membership of the copper tier because I want to support him. He's a nice person. I like him so very much as a friend, and so I really appreciate everything he does. And so I would really give him, if you want to show your support, that's the best way to support him. But again, we also last night or a couple days ago launched a YouTube channel. It is just called, this will also be in the show notes, this is called Realm News Hytale Podcast. It is called exactly that. It is called exactly Realm News Hytale Podcast. So make sure you please subscribe to his YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am the one in charge of that. So if you have any questions about the podcast and actually want to support it, but basically, yeah, I just wanted to come on and basically do this. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That'll be in the show notes. It's also just Realm News Hytale Podcast. So make sure you just do all of that. It'd be greatly appreciated. But yeah, that is it for this podcast. Thank you so much for you guys listening. Thank you guys for listening for another episode of the Realm News Hytale Podcast. This is me, NeonGamingAdventures, signing out.
Hey, Realm News fans, it's your host, the Dark Lord, the one who puts the real in Realm and expands your mind one block at a time. I am here to tell you that your support means everything. Spread the word by telling friends, liking, and commenting on Spotify or Good Pods. Find me on X, Blue Sky, Reddit, or via email at bio.link/RealmNews. For more content, join my Patreon at the copper tier for early episodes, bonus content, and newsletters. Find out more at bio.link/RealmNews. No pressure though. Just keep listening, liking, and sharing. That's more than enough. Happy crafting, and see you at the next Realm News.